guys, I'm excited to be here with you. 7 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. I'm heading down to lead a 2-day event here in San Diego. We're actually doing these 2-day events to give back to the communities at the end of the year so that people can thrive going into the end of the year and thrive going into next year. So I want to talk to you about 3 things that, I guess we really would call them my secrets, because they're things that I do behind closed doors to be able to succeed in my life and to be able to rock things out. So secret number 1 is something that many of you guys probably have done, which is I create, well, first of all, have you ever heard of a vision board? I mean, I'm sure most of you guys have heard of a vision board. I used to do vision boards and then I would throw them out because I don't know, there would be something inside me, like when it wasn't happening, I think I would create a counter, energetic force against something happening. And so I used to do vision boards and I used to have all these wild dreams that I wasn't really connected with them. And I felt like, like things like a jet. Like I honestly don't care if I have a jet or don't have a jet. Like I put things like a private jet and like some crazy beautiful like wedding ring before I was married. That was just like this ridiculous ring. And if you know me personally, you realize that I'm not a materialistic person. I do love to fly first class, but I am not a materialistic person. I like to fly first class because I like to sleep. I like to have space. I like to work. I like to read. I like to, I'm 5'4.5", so I like to like curl up on the seat and I hate to be scrunched. But like when you know me, it's like every house I've ever lived in while I built my business, I've loved the place I lived in, whether it was a 1-bedroom little apartment or, graduated up to a 2-bedroom and then an oceanfront and then built my house. You know what I mean? Like I've been happy in all of it. I've been satisfied and grateful for all of it. So what happened to me then and now, and why do I do vision boards now? Well, first and foremost, there is definitely a visual component to us being able to see what it is that we want. And when we can see it, like it's like when you're planning and you're goal setting, it's not good enough to just put things on paper. You actually have to be able to see, like, what would it be like when I get there? So for instance, I wanted to build this house on the coast, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like, I live on the coast now. It's beautiful. We're still decorating the house. We're still building the house. But I could see it. Like I could feel what it felt like to stand on my floors, on my wood floors. And I have these beautiful white oak floors, and like it feels the same way that I imagined it would feel underneath my feet. And so you've got to create some sort of visuals around you with your goals that actually give you a real sense of belief. So one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm designing my house, and I'll show you guys as well. See that amazing carpet? This is called a Stark carpet. It's a custom made carpet that I love. And I have white couches, behind me, and I want to put the gray light shimmer carpet. And so, it doesn't have to be Stark, a custom carpet, but, I just happen to find, of course, a custom carpet. But I'm looking at it and I'm like sending this picture to our designer saying, can you find this carpet for us? And by the way, if anybody wants to know who's actually doing the feng shui tweaks on my house, it's Krista O'Leary. She's amazing. You could find her on my friends on Facebook. You could probably find her on my Instagram somewhere, but her name's Krista O'Leary, and she's just amazing at adding high style. She does work on a budget as well, and then adds feng shui in it, because I believe when there's certain areas of your house that are cluttered, those are stuck energy places. And so my vision was to have a house that really flowed. In fact, we wrote scripture on the walls underneath the drywall. We also had our family come in and write prayers and messages for us, like all over our kitchen floor and stuff. There's, you can't see it because there's wood over it now, but there's like, intentions of, friends and family and laughter and lots of people in our house. And believe it or not, we've already had tons of people. We had a baby shower for almost 50 people the other day. We just had 19 people here for my staff meetings. It's just been filled with love. And so, but that's what I mean about vision. So right now we're creating a vision board for in my new office. So we're buying a building at Heartcore right now. And we also have an office inside this house. And inside the house, there is literally and it's, by the way, not expensive. This is a whole Krista O'Leary thing. She's having a frame made with a really pretty bulletin board inside so that we could pin up pictures. And there's two. There's one for just like my future visions, and there's a second one for the things that we're working on right now that we're actualizing. And so, that's something that I can share with you that has completely transformed my life when I've actually been willing to take the time to go deep into what I want in a way that I actually feel like I can see it and it's possible. And so I invite you to not just throw lofty goals up there. I mean, some of you guys might be good at lofty goals. I'm not there yet where I can throw like a crazy lofty goal up and still see it. I think entrepreneurs are creative by nature, but I also feel like, everybody has that critic on their shoulder. And as a little girl, I used to be told that I was stupid. And that critic still comes up. And I think that still plays a role, whether it's good, bad, true, or whatever, it doesn't matter. It still plays a role in my ability to goal set or dream. And so, but what I have been able to figure out is that when someone can see, like really see the vision, like in detail, then there's something in our belief system that starts to get acclimated and into alignment with it. And then we create it. And so I recommend that you look at sitting down and creating a vision board. Maybe get a couple friends together, your husband, your wife, girlfriends, male friends. I mean, I think the whole thing is really powerful to do with a group of people where you're actually talking through things. And that leads me to the second thing that is an important secret that I've learned inside my life that I abide by and I never vary on. And that is that, and my husband and I were actually talking about this morning, like I only go to people for advice that their lives are working. I never, like there is no, like I am not going to go to someone for relationship advice that they don't have a relationship or the relationship is not working. I am not going to go to anybody who will commiserate with me. Meaning that like I just don't have I have a group of friends around me that honestly, if I like, first of all, I will always come to them with a sense of responsibility on whatever it is that I'm struggling with. But I just don't have a group of people around me that influence my mind that will buy into any limitations that I could have. Because at the end of the day, you have one life. I mean, you have one life to live. And we have been able to prove now that whatever it is that you think, you're going to take actions on. And so if you think in a way that is limited, you are going to keep coming up against challenges no matter how hard you work. See, the formula to success is not just work ethic. That's one aspect of it. But it's not just work ethic. It's also really believing in whatever it is that you have put out there that you can actually create it. Even if you don't know how, there's a part of you, a knowing. In scripture, they talk about knowing when God is with you, you have a strange sense of peace. You want to have that with your visions, with your goals. It's like you want to have this strange sense of peace, like you just kind of know it's going to happen. And so then you just stay disciplined in your mind to manage your mind, which, by the way, is our Black Friday scenario. I'm actually drinking at it right now. Money loves speed. If you do not make decisions fast, money does not come your way. Money loves speed. It's okay if you've made bad decisions fast in the past. You make the next decision fast to solve it. So some people say, well, I made decisions fast in the past, and that's why I'm in this mess in the first place. No, you got to keep that formula going where you make decisions fast because money and success loves speed. By the way, the reason why I'm drinking out of this is because I have my High Burst product in this, which is something that I drink when I go lead events so I don't lose my voice and I have complete focus. When I drink coffee, I go up and down in my energy level. So kind of a little hack that I do is I literally drink High Burst and I manage my mind with stuff like this, which, by the way, is in our CEO box, that's coming up for Black Friday, which is good. I'm digressing again, I'm sorry. But But okay, so step number one is create a vision board that you can actually create visuals with, that you actually have a knowing that you can actually create it and step into it, so that you're not just throwing spaghetti up against the wall and creating a pipe dream. The worst thing that can happen to an entrepreneur is to lose confidence. And you lose confidence every time you don't keep your word to whatever it is that you declare and intend to create. So do that for step number one. Step number two, only go to people in your community and in your life that will help you really think through things to success. I talk about this like crazy in our Pace Private program. And it's like such a small group of people hear me on this piece, but it's so critical. It's one of the biggest secrets that allows me to succeed in life, is that I have an army of friends around me that they just would not be okay with me talking shit about somebody or talking shit about myself. You know, I would feel like a loser. I mean, that's the honest truth. I would feel like a loser if I went to my friends and I operated from that standpoint, because they are the type of people who say, here's the problem, here's the problem, and there's a solution for it. So let's just find it. Like they just have that stable mentality. So you really want to build an army of people around you that have that stable mentality. Hopefully you're getting that inside of like your mastermind. Hopefully you're studying inside of a business mastermind or a parenting mastermind or a love mastermind, whatever it is that you're trying to create in your life. And hopefully there's an army of people around you that the leader has created that is a no complaint zone. So it's very, very well known inside of HeartCore. HeartCore stands for heart-centered driven people. And heart-centered driven people don't bitch and complain. It doesn't mean that you don't have a hard day. It doesn't mean that you don't have breakdowns, but you come at it from a place of going, I know why I had a fight with my husband, because I got triggered on this. Or, I know why I skipped my workout, because I was disconnected with my tracking. I know why. Like you can actually track it back to you and then get support from your community to be able to overcome it so that you get the result that you want. So there's a difference between being committed and being wishing, right? Like the wishing world will constantly tell you that, it's like, well, that's just what happens. The rug gets pulled out from under you. The rug does not get pulled out from under you. You actually create a system around you of friends that input into your brain in a way that manage your mind to money loves speed, that talks like this, so that when the moments come, when you're indecisive, you see the cup, money loves speed, and you move and you make a decision. You get what I'm saying? You need friends around you that are like these cups, that are like this Manage Your Mind series, where it's just like the network around you helps you get that. The third thing I just want to share, and it really is the final and last secret that really just has my life work, and I've really had to learn this piece, and that is compassion. I remember a long time ago, people used to say to me, when I would give a compliment, they would say, wow, coming from you, Shanda, that's like a huge compliment. And I remember like just feeling like, well, really, am I that tough? And I used to be that tough. Now, don't get me wrong. I am really know my role as a coach is to coach you to a place that you wouldn't go yourself, which sometimes requires me to get tough. But I don't err on the side of tough on a regular basis, right? Like we just had a client that her virtual assistant, who holds a big place in her company, has been basically quit, and she's been 2 or 2.5 weeks without her virtual assistant. And I just found out about the fact that she's still by herself. And so yesterday I had some of my admin team at HeartCore, because we have a whole division of admin, jump into her company and confirm, attendance for her 3-day event coming up in January for her, post in her Facebook groups. And then our tech person is going and setting up her webinar for her and just getting in there and helping. That's the role I love to play. Like I love to play like team and be liked and just really be in partnership with people. But that comes from compassion. So the third secret that I've had to learn is compassion, because there was a time in my life that I would have been like, well, that's just part of the road, figure it out. Like this is going to make you stronger. And that doesn't feel compassionate to people. Now I get that can be said with helping someone and having empathy for them, like giving them 3 admin teams to help them get through a hard moment. Like we can help people, and we can also like allow things to be lessons. But compassion is a big piece that I had to learn. And I don't know if that's, maybe you have compassion very easily, but if you don't have compassion, people don't know that you care. And if people don't know that you care, then it makes it very challenging to lead any movement that you're trying to lead. So if you're out there marketing online, you're out there coaching, you're out there, creating, a new clothing line or a new hydration line like my husband has, you know what I mean? Like if you're out there trying to really make a difference in the world and people don't know you care and you're a bit of a hard ass, you're going to find that hard ass without the compassion really does not take fire, which means that a movement won't happen. So you want to get out of marketing, you want to create a movement. And those are really my 3 secrets that really have helped me significantly grow my business. So I know it's not a tactical thing. If you want to know a tactical thing, there's Black Friday coming up. You guys on Instagram, I don't have this on Instagram, but on our Heartcore Business page on Facebook, I put a link in this video that connects you to our YouTube channel that I did a very specific layout on how to do a Black Friday offer. So I'd recommend that you actually go watch that because Black Friday is coming up and you really, really, really do not want to miss an opportunity to create a bond with your audience and to be able to make offers on Black Friday. So that's it. So there's 3 secrets. Vision board that I can see and feel and actually believe that it can happen. The fact that I build an army around me of people that help me manage my mind, along with things that I use on a daily basis, which now I am creating for the public. So I'm creating limited editions of things like this, like 100, 200. Our Black Friday offer will only have 200 CEO boxes with Manage Your Mind series things in it, and our famous very, very hot, sexy t-shirts that fall off your shoulder. These ones say entrepreneur for a superpower. We are creating things like this so that people can help manage their mind inside of their lives, because it's part of my system that works. And without it, it just takes that one moment that you can't manage your mind, that you make the decision that completely crumbles what you're working on. The third thing is that have compassion. Have compassion. You'll create great products even like this. Like I never wanted to get into any sort of retail stuff. Like that was never my vision. My vision with creating this is to help you. And when you're compassionate, you start to create things that really make a difference for people because you can feel into them. So create products and services through compassion, help people through compassion, be compassionate with the people around you, be compassionate with yourself. All right. I'd love to hear what stood out to you. So you guys on Facebook, YouTube, go ahead and just leave me a comment and tell me what really stood out to you on this 7 a.m. Coffee with Shanda. I almost said 6. I used to do it at 6. All right. I am off to go lead the Coach Yourself to Success 2-day event, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.